Alright, so now we completed our footer. It's time to do a merge to master. We have our work here on localhost. This is our production, no footer, and on localhost we have the footer. No branch up at GitHub. We have our master, we have our 100-0 branch, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to position ourselves to merge our current code into master and push it to production. So first thing we want to do is we make sure all of our files are closed in Dreamweaver, which they are. We'll go ahead and run a git status just to make sure it all looks good. We do have a little bit of a modified index HTML. I don't believe anything changed. It might have just been a quick save or something, but because that's like that, we have to add it and commit it. So we'll just say final code review. This is when someone does a final code review, the ropes around their neck because it's going to go to production, and let's make sure we spell code right, and we'll do a commit. We'll run another status. It's all clean, so at this point we can check out master. And actually, before we check out master, what we need to do is we need to push our branch. So git push origin. We want to push it up to GitHub so that we have a copy of the branch up there in case something happened to our machine. And here we go. Of course, it's going to ask me for my username, password. We'll go ahead and we'll take care of setting that with globals then at a later point. Let's go make sure that our branch pushed up nicely. You can see that it says our branch, we have a branch that was pushed up. If we go ahead and we look, there's our 100-1 now. And we are good as far as that goes. So now we're good there. And what we want to do is we want to go and merge it into master. So we'll git checkout master, and of course at this point we should end up on localhost is no footer at all. We also have that jQuery error that will be fixed, and it should actually match production at the moment, which it does. So we'll go ahead and we'll push it. We'll go ahead and we'll merge it. If we look, our file system changed as well, right? We're less the footer information, and once we do the merge, we'll see that the files actually come into the master branch. So at this point, let's go ahead and let's do a git merge 100-1. We see that we got the merge. We have no conflicts, which is great. If we come over and we look in Dreamweaver, and we refresh our local files, we can see the footer came into play. If we refresh our localhost and empty cache, we see our jQuery error is gone because we did our merge and our footer came into play. And at this point, what we can do is we can go ahead and we can do a push to production. Well, actually, let's go ahead and let's push our branch up. And before we push our branch up, we did do a merge. I always like to do it. It's the only change I like to do on the master branch is we'll go ahead and we'll go out to is we'll go ahead and we'll go out to Dreamweaver and let's just comment in our readme file. Open with. And we're just kind of keeping a simple manifest. We added jQuery. Tether. And popper. We'll just add that in there. Just so we have a little more information, and we'll go ahead and we'll save that. We're kind of just building a manifest of the changes that we make as we move along. At this point, we'll have to go ahead and we'll have to run a git status. We'll see that that has changed, and we'll go ahead and add it, and then we'll do a commit. And let's go ahead and in our commit we'll say that we merged a branch and we're getting ready to push it to production. Now, unfortunately, I didn't close my file, and in closing my file, just for your information, if I run a git status now, there's a good chance I'm going to have a modification. Nope, it was good. When you run the modification, when you close a file, sometimes it writes to that Dreamweaver notes directory, and it kind of makes things really wonky. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push my master to GitHub. Depending on the shop that you're working in, they'd rather you don't set your globals, so someone can't come along and actually make a change or get into your code. So we're going to refresh that. That's our local. We know we have our footer on there. We're going to go out and look at our GitHub, and we're going to see that master updates when we flip over to master. And we'll see that we have the changes. You can see by looking at the comments. If we look at our GitHub pages, that should also reflect the new master branch, which it does. And so the only thing left to do is to come out and push our changes, our merge to production, which we can see we're still getting the bootstrap error, which should go away once we do that. And we'll do that by doing a sync in Dreamweaver. Delete any remote files. We want to keep things exactly as they should be here. And of course, we don't have any deletions, just all pushes, and we're going to go ahead and say OK. And if you watch over here, you can see little arrows go up when we do that. At this point, if we look out on remote, we should see our footer, which we do. All looks well. Let's go to test production. We see our jQuery's gone, and we see that we're good. Awesome. So that takes care of our merge and our production release.